Watch live now. Going Back to Eden with Paul Gautschi. Just came up.
Good. Intro. We've already got two people. One of them is probably Carol. There's Zatar Gardens. Carol, you should introduce your cats. One of them is named Zatar. Huh?
Derek.
The other person on.
Derek.
Who?
Derek. And then there's, I guess, 5 other people. But whatever. That's weather.
Oh, it's overcast.
Did it rain here today?
No.
It's raining in town.
It didn't rain here.
All right. Our tomato got what was it? Drawing a blank.
Blight.
Blight. Yeah. Yeah, they got blight early in the season. The rain kind of took them out. Derek is from Kentucky. Ooh. Yep. Do any of you 7 have any questions? Because I don't have a list ready for today. Can you guys hear us okay? Anybody? Yeah, very good.
All right.
Hopefully we'll get a couple more people on there. 2 minutes till 6. So they've still got time. Howdy. Oh wait, I think there was one question. I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
Aphids are the result of dehydration, so you water your plants. Keep your plants well hydrated.
Someone wants to know how to plant fruit trees.
As deep as they came out of the ground.
Yeah.
Just at whatever ground level they were, put them right back in the same.
I might have. I don't even remember that. Burning heart. Send me a message so it pops up on my Instagram, and then I'll let him look at it now.
Wasabi's doing fine. It's been there probably not 6 years and it's doing great. You know, I don't have to deal with hurricanes. I don't know how I'd live in a place that had that. That would be so devastating to me to have all my stuff destroyed. We don't have any of that here, so I just don't have any idea how to deal with it.
I'll be in North Carolina this week, this coming week. I'm going to go visit Bill Salatin and Justin Rhodes and hang out with my buddy Casey at Honey Tree Farm. Oh, there we go.
So hopefully no hurricanes will show up.
Yeah, hopefully.
No, I've never had an ant problem. We have ants, but they're not a problem.
California, you did. Your mom did. You know how she used to deal with them?
No.
All right, Burn Homestead. I'm gonna show it to him after the live thing, just because it is pretty lengthy. I remember what it was, but I didn't get to show him. I forgot. So he'll see it. Did you get the ant one?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. Are you able to plant seed this time of year?
September 1st was the last time I planted seed. After that, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Besides the garlic, you do that well.
Yeah, I do garlic October 1st.
Yeah. But that's for here. A lot of other places you can plant way later.
Yeah, like in warm climates,
Yeah.
you can plant all year long.
Yeah. I only asked question. What's your favorite apple variety?
The last one I ate, it's people ask me all the time, and every time I eat one, it's the best. They're great, because all my apples are so unique and have such great flavors. It's just like, how do you draw the line?
Yeah, I was liking the Gravenstein, and then the Akani came on, and then the Honeycrisp are going to be ready soon. So I'm the same way. Cool.
Yeah, I give all the slugs to the chickens if I can find them. They love eating them. There's no problem.
How often do you find volunteer fruit trees in your gardens?
I have they're shoots come up from the roots all the time. I'm always digging them out because they're constant.
There was some, remember in the spring there was a bunch of like apple seedlings sprouting.
Oh yeah,
up.
little ones, huh?
Yeah.
But the rootstock is not the same as the tree, so it's not the same variety.
Yeah. How do you usually grow carrots?
I just seed them in the ground. I just make a little groove, a quarter-inch deep, put seeds in, and they come up. This is for Carol. Hi, this is Sophie's sister.
Oh, hi.
She said hi.
Died in Israel. Oh, hold on a second.
Hold on, she's gonna come on camera.
Yes, I did find out the variety pair. It's called Clapp's Favorite, CLAPPS Favorite. And it's really a great variety. It's amazing. Produces really well. It comes a little bit earlier than Boss. Doesn't keep quite as long, but I think it tastes better than Boss, and it's really a wonderful pair. I highly recommend it.
Hit the like thing if you're watching, if you're paying attention. Hold on. And ask us some questions. I was gonna make like another post asking for questions on Instagram and stuff, but I forgot.
Yes, the fig I have is Desert King. You're right. It gets ripe here. It's great.
And then there's the Olympian fig. That one's like a big purple fig. That's supposed to get ripe here.
Scott, you're so welcome. And he's so worthy. Broccoli kale is not bothered by bugs And so, the solution to every bug issue is develop healthy plants with healthy soil. Because when you have healthy plants, the bugs are not a problem.
In the meantime, I know it's kind of controversial, but you can use BT, which is a soil bacteria, and you just mix it with water and spray it on the leaves. And when the caterpillar goes to eat it, it'll kill the caterpillar. But it's all natural. A lot of people just don't like using it because, like, monarch butterfly caterpillars, if they come and eat your plants, they'll also die. But at the same time, I kind of look at it the same way Paul does with voles in the garden. Like, this is my property. They're my vegetables. If you're going to eat my stuff, off with your head.
I get, we have a local place here. It's called Burnt Ridge Nursery and Orchard. They produce really nice fruit trees. That's where we get them here.
Yeah, I'll post my compost to make a video for it or figure out what I want to put into a post. Bear with me.
What are utility trenches?
Like they're like either putting in like electrical lines or something. I just put wood chips on top of it and let the woods, correct it.
Yeah, just feed the soil.
Yeah.
Wood chips solve everything. No matter what you have. they even put wood chips on blacktop in Michigan, Detroit.
Yeah.
And grew great produce for the people. Yeah, go for it. There's across the street a fruit tree growing, an apple tree growing in the woods, so I'm sure it will happen.
Okay, BT is called Bacillus thuringiensis. I don't even know, something. Yeah, but that's just basically the soil bacteria, and it'll kill the caterpillars. So yeah, it's called BT for short. Who was that lady that wanted to say it? Did you say hi to Chloe? Or,
Yeah, hold on.
oh,
Right here.
yeah. Remember.
Chloe, you still there? She's still there.
I don't know. We'll see if she comments.
I wonder if she's in Israel. Her moment.
Yeah, she is.
She's there.
Yeah, she said she's excited to make it to a live stream.
Hi, Chloe. I'm glad you're here. I've been really praying. I hope everything's going well over there. Give your mom my love and give Ruthie a kiss from this virtual midwife in the United States. Anyway, I'm so glad you're there.
Yeah, I'll be doing pruning classes all January. I have a lot of trees to do, so it'll be multiple times. And people can just call me, and we'll figure out a time that's best for both of us, and we'll just do it.
And just a reminder, the last tour of the season is canceled.
The last one will be the 22nd of.
Yes.
That's the last one I'll do.
And for the West Coasters, the last tour of the season will be canceled.
It's a tour.
Not the tour, but the tour.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, what was this one?
if you have really good composted chicken manure is pretty potent. Chicken manure is pretty amazing stuff. And if it's not too hot, it's probably the most powerful fertilizer there is, I think.
What's the question? So, are you asking if you didn't use chicken manure and wood chips, like both of them in your garden, or one or the other? Because if you didn't use either of them, I'm sure you'd see a difference because it'll be better with either one of them. I mean, the more the merrier. So if you did a layer of chicken manure and then chips on top, you'd really see a difference.
My cat.
Is it
Tapping.
Zatar?
No.
I was going to say,
Azar.
because
Azar.
what's her name? Zatar Gardens on here?
Zatar's Garden?
Yeah, on
It's
here.
a Z.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Zatar is really good stuff. So that's why I named my cat after it.
If you don't use chicken manure, but use only wood chips, what's the difference?
Wood chip in my orchard, I've used nothing but wood chips, and I'm getting great results. And yeah, wood chips are like a forest is a classic demonstration. Everything grows well there.
Ideally, in a vegetable garden, you'd want to put something back, though. Like the trees, they drop their leaves, but in a vegetable garden, if you're taking out, like, say you grow broccoli and you only use the little broccoli heads and you pull your plants out and throw them to the chickens or wherever, or put them in the compost pile or whatever you do, you're taking something out of that soil. So you want to replace it with more nutrients. So chicken manure or compost is ideal.
The variety of raspberries I had was Meeker. Yeah, you can do fine without chicken manure, no problem.
Yeah. Just compost your garden scraps and stuff.
Just, the thing I'm seeing is just the incredible abundance. Even in spite of the weather and all the things that go wrong, we just have so much, and it's just so indicative of this character. It's been really, really wonderful.
Did you see this one about burying the outhouse stuff?
Yeah. Just my own sense. I don't really feel comfortable with human waste. I just don't. I like my septic system is the water goes into my drain field, but it's all it's just the water, and it's filtered through all that material. But I just never been comfortable with human waste as a fertilizer. So could be okay, but I just don't feel good about it.
Yeah. Your raspberries, they're not ever bearing, right?
No, they're not.
Yeah, I'll be in Conover, North Carolina. Yep. One more question that I thought that I saw. Let's see.
You can transplant asparagus, but you got to dig deep to get it out. I'm amazed in just 1 year. So I dug one the other day because I wanted to move it. Man, I had to go a ways. They put down roots really quick. My favorite blueberry variety is called Olympia because it produces such a long period and it's really good. It's a nice big berry, but it has such an extended producing time. No, sawdust doesn't have any green material. You want to have green leaves or needles to produce good soil. Sawdust doesn't have anything in it. and nothing will grow in sawdust.
And it's the sawdust, it's all the same size, so it'll really compact and just it's bad.
Doesn't work.
Water won't penetrate it too well either. But you can always mix the sawdust with like a raw horse manure or raw chicken manure or
Or
something
grass
like that.
clippings.
And, or
Bring
grass
something
clippings.
green in. Would be really.
Yeah. And then further compost it, and then you'd have a really good fine soil.
I grew rice one year in my wood chips with no water. It did really great. It didn't ripen because they didn't plant it early enough, but the plants grew really nice and I fed it to my chickens, but they did really well.
Yeah, it is. That's Zatar in the back.
What'd they say?
They said, is that Zatar in the back?
Zatar asking about Zatar.
Yeah.
He's a Savannah, but he's only about 15 weeks old. You guys know what a Savannah is. Anyway,
It's a big cat.
he's gonna be a big cat. He's part African serval. Have three generations from African serval.
Paul, do you think it would be good to layer wood chips, then horse manure compost? We have a 3-acre square we want to layer for about 3 years, then start planting.
Sure, any material works, but the ideal thing is to layer. Never mix. Just
Yeah.
put it on as you get it.
And I would put the chips on top of the horse.
Put the
manure.
horse manure first because it'll break down faster.
Yeah. And the worms are going to want to be in the horse manure rather than just in the wood chips initially, because there's all the bacteria and stuff in the manure. So the wood chips will protect the worms, so they'll really break it down a lot quicker.
The best thing to break down wood chips is water. So pray for rain and snow. And if you have access, you have plenty of water. Water really increases the breakdown process of the wood chips.
Yep. And even like nitrogen, so you can put raw chicken manure or a really high nitrogen compost, like grass clippings would be one, and put that on top of the chips, and then the chips will take the nitrogen from that and they'll decompose a lot quicker that way too, with the help of a lot of water.
No, everything grows well in wood chips. I don't know why your beans bombed. They may not have gotten the soil. You want to make sure the roots are in the soil. The wood chips are a support to the soil, not a growing medium. But everything grows well in wood chips.
It depends on the berry bush.
I'm finding that when you have healthy ground, you overcome a lot of issues. So I'm growing, black coal hash is supposed to grow in full shade. I'm growing it in full sun against a wooden fence. I mean, it's probably the warmest place I have, and it's doing great. And so I think that so many of the issues that we're confronting with is because we're so used to depleted soil. When you have healthy soil, I think so many issues are just not there. The same for anything.
Yeah, soil. And
good soil, good turnip greens, grow everything. It's just it's really simple, You are what you eat. If you have healthy soil, everything's gonna grow in it.
When you use wood chips, you're building your soil medium that you're growing in. So you want to layer and build your soil up so you have a really ideal substrate to plant into.
Yeah, I have morel mushrooms out my orchard.
What?
Computer down a little bit.
Like
So
this
you can
way?
see more, Paul, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it was chopped off.
Cancer cannot live in an alkaline environment. It's impossible. If you alkalize your body, cancer will die. It's just
80%
how it is. Cancer cannot. If you look at cultures before the Industrial Revolution, cancer didn't exist. It's all part of an acid, dead food.
Except
diet.
you do need some acid. So like it's typically on a healthy diet, it's 80% alkaline, 20% acid. But if you're sick and you're trying to get better, it's more prudent to do at least 90%. Seems to be.
Okay, from my perspective, soil and dirt are the same, but I'm sorry that
Dirt, in my opinion, is just misplaced soil. So dirt comes on your shoes and gets all over the floor. Dirt's in the rugs and everything else. Soil is in the garden. And it's alive. Dirt is dead soil. That's not where it's supposed to be.
And that's the whole point.
So, but you can turn dirt back into soil by feeding it and putting a cover back on it and taking care of it.
So what you're saying is soil's alive and dirt is dead.
Yeah.
And that's the point of the covering.
Yep. Okay. Does asparagus have to be planted in soft ground? I planted some in a pot and want to plant it in the ground, but the ground is like red clay. I say it should be planted in the ground. And if you put wood chips on top, like plant your crown maybe 3 or 4 inches deep into the dirt and then put chips on top of it, like 4 to 6 inches of chips on top, then you'll have nice, healthy asparagus.
Jeremy, I'm not understanding your question. Eve didn't get any knowledge of any benefit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. She lost eternal life. It was just she died, and so it was nothing, no benefit at all by her eating that fruit.
Carol, what would you recommend be the best herb to grow for medicine? I guess it depends on what kind of medicine.
Yeah. There's just so many. You probably have a lot of really good medicine in your yard if you don't have a lot of, what's that stuff?
What?
The stuff that's killing everything. I can't think.
Roundup.
Roundup. If you don't have any,
2,4-D.
if you don't have a lot of Roundup in your soil, you probably have a lot of really good herbs growing outside your yard, in your yard right now. They're just voluntary, and God provides them for us just because they're part of His love language to us. But I mean, like an herb for what? Like, I don't know. I just harvested a bunch of elderberry. That's probably a standard winter herb that I'm gonna be making syrup and tincture out of as soon as I have some time. And that's probably a really nice herb to grow. But there's comfrey and there's there's just depends on what you want, what you need. You should grow more than one herb. and be familiar with the ones that are already growing around you.
Yeah, we can use a walk-in cooler for a refrigerator for anything we want, But I usually just have apples out there, but some of them put cabbage or whatever. If I want to keep it for a while.
Ask your questions in all caps. It'll make it a lot easier, especially for me because I'm like blind right now, apparently. I don't know. I can't see the screen.
Well, go get your glasses. That's what I do.
And Steve, you'll just continue to see benefit from the wood chips breaking down. It doesn't end. It just gets better every year.
Okay, can a thick layer of wood chips deter or diminish grubs? My garden is full of grubs.
I don't know.
I had a huge problem with grubs, but it's all about how you look at it. My chickens loved me because of my grub problem. So
get some chickens.
In the wintertime, if you're not doing a huge winter garden, like maybe do a section of your garden for like winter crops, and then the rest of the garden, let the chickens have at it. They'll pick every grub out, and you won't have a problem the next year. But most grubs, they do eat wood. So, yeah, they're there to break down the wood chips. But then once they turn into a beetle, then the beetle could potentially
ruin your whole crop.
Eat your crop. So
how do you prepare comfrey?
Oh, how do I prepare comfrey? It just depends on what you want it for. Again, there's a it's you if you use it fresh, especially the leaf. I tell people I would personally not use more than one leaf and a small leaf a day in like a green drink as as a just a maintenance kind of thing. But if you want it for, you have a broken bone and you want to use it as a poultice, you can dip it in like dip the actual leaf in I take the center out. It's usually got a pretty good stalk in the center.
Rib.
The what?
The rib.
The rib, yeah. And it's usually got a pretty good stalk. And I just take that out usually and I'll dip it in some hot water and then apply it to, like, if you have a broken bone, and then cover it with some either cotton or wool, wrap it with some cellophane or more cotton and wool along, like sleep with it or whatever. If you want to use it for a wound, make sure the wound's not super deep, because comfrey has a potential to seal the wound really quickly, and you want it to seal from the inside out. And that's when I really recommend that people use yarrow leaf instead, if you've got fresh yarrow leaf, if you've got a deep wound. But comfrey can be used for all kind of comfrey root. You can make, infusions, decoctions. It depends on what you're trying to treat. So just, comfrey is, it's very versatile. There's a lot of good things. But the natives used to call it bone knit, because it was so good at helping bones come back together. Apply it as a poultice and even orally to drink it. But it's got a reputation for really being hard on your liver, so you want to really be careful how much you actually do, because herbs are very potent and they need to be respected and honored for their potency, and don't be frivolous with them, because they're medicine.
What's pine straw?
I think you're just talking about like needles.
Yeah, pine needles are awesome. I love pine wood chips. They're really great. So that'd be wonderful in your garden.
And that's all I had access to back home in my first big garden. And everybody says don't use pine, but I love pine.
V-Bird, just put wood chips down. You'll change all that funky soil. It'll turn it around. You'll be good.
Yeah, my previous garden back in Maryland, that was on an old golf course, and when they dug all the ponds and built up the hills and stuff, like they dug 40 to 50 feet deep in some of these ponds. So we go really deep ponds, and literally constructed the hills with that and put clay, crappy soil from 40 feet deep all over they just covered the whole property. So that's what I was working on, turning into really good soil, and now you can dig really deep into it. It doesn't take long.
Thank you, Novena. Yay, God. God's awesome. So Novena, be a light, be salt where you are, be an example. You'll be a real blessing to those people, and just they can't deny evidence.
Fall crops that you can broadcast on the wood chips.
What I'm seeing in my garden, I can't believe how fast my arugula. You see how big it is already?
Oh yeah,
it's huge, and that thing really grew fast. That arugula is quick.
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot like arugula, kales, or all your brassicas. What else? Probably Swiss chard would be good. I'd say anything with a good size seed. Any small seed will just work to the bottom and get kind of smothered out into the wood chips, unless you have to move the chips aside and plant in the soil. But big seeds typically will be fine, just broadcasted and watered in. You also have to make sure you plant at the right time of year, though. Guys, hit the like thing. I should see this number like skyrocket up to a whopping 27 people.
27 people?
Yeah.
That's not bad. We haven't done it for so long.
I know
There's that
it's
many.
been a while.
I know.
Yeah.
It's good actually.
I'm sure you've planted your last crop this year. Yeah, September 1st.
September 1st is the last time we plant here.
Paul, do you ever watch any other YouTube channels?
I don't watch any YouTube. I don't watch anything on YouTube because I don't have a computer.
I have a computer and I don't really watch anything. I'm pretty bad. I don't keep up with everybody. Well, who are those people that Carol likes to play? Like Shabbat and stuff.
Oh, what's
I can't remember their names.
I can't think his I can't think his name yet. Once she gets back,
Yeah, she'll know. Is there any heirloom corn variety that you would recommend?
I really like the spring corn. That's what I'm growing now, and it's like what I like about it, it's a really short stalk. It doesn't get very tall, but there's like 5, 6, 7 ears on each stalk of corn out there. It's amazing. It really produces well, and it tastes great.
Yeah, that one's a hybrid.
Is it a hybrid? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know of any I've been using that one for years, and I really like it.
What am I planting this winter? What did I plant? I planted a row of spinach. Got my Mizuna. I don't know. I don't remember. I think I sowed some onions that I'm going to try and overwinter and get a early spring crop. I don't remember. I'd have to look.
Anyway, James, the fir and hemlock would be a preference over cedar, but they all work fine.
Oh, that's Bond, I bet. Where is that question?
Sylvains.
Oh, yeah, there's Bond. I already told you. I told you the answer. Let's see. Yeah, what has God been teaching you lately?
Just being reminded to be thankful, and everything give thanks. That's just such an important way to live. And everything give thanks. This is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you.
What would you say, or like, what would you do for earwigs? Eating the apples.
Well, when I had them here, when I first had my trees, they did. And I didn't do anything about it. I just had to put up with it. Eat the apple and I'd pick them out and get rid of them. But now I don't have them. So I think like with healthy soil, it's all going to go away. But, just physically remove them. I don't know what else to do.
I don't really know what you'd do for them either. I mean, I'd say diatomaceous earth, but that'd be a little ridiculous having to coat all of your apples. So I really wouldn't say that. I don't know.
My favorite kale is the lacinato. It comes in 3 names: lacinato, Tuscan, or
Dino.
or what?
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. But that one there, you eat all year long, and it's really an awesome kale. It's just really great.
And there's so many varieties of lacinato, like your Tuscan, Dino, and lacinato are like just the common names, but then there's all these different varieties under them. It's really cool. Definitely my favorite.
What's kudzu? Kudzu.
Let's see. It might be kudzu mixed in with the wood chips. I think it's in it. I think this person is in North Carolina. Jeffrey, right? I think so. I think it's an invasive plant, like a vine.
I think if it's chipped up in composting, it should kill it.
As long as the seed's not all in there, then it might come up. But if it's a seedling, you can get it before it gets established. You really never used chemicals in your garden,
No.
right? Yeah. Is growing Swiss chard fairly easy?
Yes.
I'd say it is.
And it feeds you all year. It's really nice, a good plant.
Yeah. Oh, they purchased The Biggest Little Farm movie. Liked it.
Isn't it good? Yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah, and if any of you haven't watched it or heard about it, look it up.
It's really worth watching. It's very beneficial.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about that kudzu.
Yeah, every region has its nasty weeds. That's good, Becky.
When do you guys get back from your trip?
You know what they?
10th
The 10th. Let's see.
of October, day after my birthday.
The weather here is overcast and cool.
It downpoured the other day. Like,
Yeah, it did. It's nice.
it let out a lot of water. Oh, well, that's good to know. Goats love kudzu. That's really what don't goats love.
Some things.
I don't know. They'll pretty much eat a license plate if you give it to them.
We answer the question about the cons of
Yeah.
not heirloom seeds.
Did you want to?
No, you can't.
Oh. Cons about non-heirloom. Well, if it's a GMO, it sucks. And that's just that. I mean, if it's a hybrid, you can save it, but it's not going to produce true to the mother plant. There are ways of, but it takes a long time, getting a hybrid seed to become an heirloom, but it just takes time. So yeah, heirlooms are just easy. You just save the seed and you know what it is, unless it cross pollinates with something and becomes a new hybrid or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of all the way you look at it.
I don't know how fast the soil turns, depending on soil. There's so many variables there, but I just know that over time that your soil definitely gets softer and mine's black and it's deep because it's just, it keeps, breaking down, over time, just goes deeper and deeper.
If you inoculate your soil or your whole garden really, with like mycorrhiza and different bacilluses and different like fungi and stuff like that, you'll be blown away about how fast the wood chips and everything start breaking down and building soil. So you can speed it up. It's just about doing the little bit of work it takes to step in and do it. But over time, the native stuff will come in and slowly take over and really break down the covering.
Yes, I've grown pumpkins. We grow winter squash like the delicata and
Spaghetti.
and
Butternut.
butternut.
Not this year, though. I don't think you guys grew butternut this year, did you?
I didn't plant
No,
any.
I didn't
Did you?
plant any.
There's that giant pumpkin out there, but it's by itself and it doesn't have anything to cross pollinate.
Oh,
So
really?
it's had a bunch of female fruit,
Oh
but
no, how sad.
there's just nothing to pollinate it.
She just doesn't want. It's not gonna work.
Yeah,
I
Oh, well.
can relate, poor girl.
the deer are eating it though.
Oh, well, I guess.
It would suck to have a big pumpkin and then the deer come and take one bite out of it. So
Yeah, leaves are fine. You know, look in nature, God uses leaves all over the planet. You know, every fall the leaves fall. So leaves are a great medium for building soil. And wood chips, a large part of it are leaves.
and good wood chips. There's a lot of wood chips that are just logs. Those ones you want to kind of add something to them, like
Yeah, you
grass.
want to have green material,
Yeah.
leaves and needles.
Yeah, this was my first year really trying to grow a giant pumpkin. Out of the 3 seeds that I had, the one germinated, and that doesn't do much for you.
Well, Derek, pray, ask God for wood chips. That's, you know, the word says you have not because you don't ask. And I can tell you multiple miracles, and you know, for myself and others that have happened when they prayed. So, and when you do pray, thank God ahead of time. Thank you, God, for bringing me wood chips. Be in faith. That really changes the effect.
And it doesn't have to be just wood chips. You can use all sorts of stuff like straw and just grass clippings alone make great. As long as it's not too thick, they make great covering and leaves and whatever.
No, Jeffrey, you never want to add potting soil or fertilizer or anything else. Just a natural cover. If you look at the forest and nature, no one uses fertilizer. No one's using potting soil. Everything's growing great. It's so simple.
So this one's kind of like your concrete when you pour.
Yeah, I haven't used cinder blocks, but you know, I haven't done it. But if I was going to do it again, I would make a concrete because it's so much cheaper. And the nice thing about concrete is you can use a bender board. You can make all kinds of curves and stuff. It doesn't have to be just straight or 90-degree stuff.
Other than pulling your weeds, you could burn them. That works. But really, just agitating the first inch of wood chips or the first inch of soil or whatever, really does a lot. And just frequently going through and like just rake your garden. That's all it takes is simply raking it, and do that once a week. And any little tiny weed seed that sprouts up is so fragile. When a rake comes by, it crushes it. So over time, you'll just knock out pretty much all of the weed seeds in your garden, and really won't have a weed problem.
Anyway, James, ask your neighbors to come help you get the weeds out if it bothers them that much. And you don't want to use Roundup. Your wife's right.
Yeah.
No, I don't burn my chicken poop, and my chicken poop is such a small amount compared to the other medium in the either the chicken house or the chicken yard. So it's all mixed in with everything. So it's never a heat issue. So it's fine to use at any point.
Yeah, Bermuda grass can be a pain. You just gotta really
Get it out.
know.
And again, just if you're just diligent and stay on top of it, you will win. You can do it.
If you're pruning your trees, you should see a difference. I mean, if they're just sitting there not doing anything, it's probably not because of the wood chips. It's just they're just trying to. If they're newly planted trees and they're bare root, they're probably just trying to grow roots rather than just branches.
Yeah, because the roots were cut to move it.
Yeah.
But the pruning process, even just a little bit, really stimulates new growth. It's probably nothing more stimulating than pruning.
Yeah.
I don't know what centipede grass is.
I've never heard of centipede grass.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Is it just like the local name for some kind of grass? It's a new one to me.
I agree. You don't want Bermuda grass. The name we had for a Bermuda grass in California when I was growing up was called devil's grass.
Just about describes it. I gotta look up this centipede grass. Maybe I'm mixing it up, but I think the big one is the centipede, and that's Bermuda. Maybe the other way. So there is a difference, and it is a thing, but they're pretty similar. Okay, let's see.
St. Augustine's pretty invasive too, though. You gotta be real careful of that because that'll take over.
Andy Campbell says sorry, he hasn't called you yet.
It's okay, Andy. It's your convenience.
Any more questions? We're creeping up on an hour. Oh, there we go. Do you recommend territorial?
I had a friend who used it and was really, really satisfied with it. I haven't used it myself, but I've heard good things about it.
I like them. Kind of pricey, but I mean, what seed company isn't now? They're all getting expensive.
Jeffrey, there are many wonderful books out throughout time. People have written some really great books, and so I do a lot of reading, and I benefit a lot from good books.
You Can Farm. That's a book I think everybody should read.
I agree. It's way more about farming. It's how to live. It's
Yeah.
really a great book.
Yep. Any more questions?
Roundup is a chemical that's really devastating to everything. It causes cancer. It's just completely, it's now in people's water. It's in mother's milk. I mean, it's just an invasive, terrible, deadly chemical, and it has no purpose, no right to be on the earth as far as I'm concerned.
It kills the soil, and it locks certain nutrients up and certain elements to where the plants can't take them in, and then the plants will even take in the Roundup, and then it's in their cells, and then it's just a pain, and it causes cancer. And like, if you spray it once, it's in your soil for 10 years, and it's
And
it's
if you
just
look at human history, people have dealt with weeds and manually removed them for 6,000 years. Roundup
Yeah.
is a very new idea, and it's not a good one.
yeah. Roundup was invented as a pipe cleaner. It literally like cleans all the insides of pipes out. And then they realized, oh, well, this kills everything too, so we might as well put it on our food, because that's the mentality of people nowadays. Ridiculous. Yeah, soap, salt, and vinegar. 30% vinegar, which is it's you can get agriculture grade vinegar, but that's gonna cost you a lot of money. But um, what's it called? It's just like a cleaning product. If you get like the cleaning vinegar, which is 30% too, it's the same thing, just different label, and it's a lot cheaper, and that works great. But it's just for like it like dandelions and thistle and stuff. It'll burn the leaves, but it won't kill the root. So you just gotta like consider what you're spraying it on.
Well, that's great, Jeremy. Bless those First Nation people. It's good, wonderful.
Yeah, 2,4-D is really bad.
Yeah, 4D is Agent Orange. It's a really toxic chemical.
Yeah.
Gina, whatever vegetables you want to eat, that's what you want to grow. Whether you're beginning or old, it doesn't matter. Grow what you want to eat.
What are the pros and cons of starting crops in seed trays versus direct sowing?
Well, they got to move them. They're going to be set back, and depending on what's in the seed tray, soil, that makes all the difference in the world. If you good soil, it's okay. If you don't, it's not going to be okay.
Really, the only like cons I would say to that is it takes more effort to fill your trays, plant your trays, go transplant, do all that stuff when you can just plant a quick row. But like pros to it would be like right when something's ready to come out, you can have a little plant to go plug in. So you can get a head start in a way by just having your next crop started 2 to 3 weeks early. Um, so you can just rotate through and grow a lot more by transplanting plugs, but it's all up to you.
Yeah, Sam, if you
Find what works.
put wood chips around your trees, you're going to see the color and that foliage change pretty quick. It's pretty phenomenal how well it works.
Any tips on growing chamomile?
Chamomile grows great here. I just seed it, and
Here.
it goes to seed itself, and it's hard to stop.
I love it. It's great.
Grows really well.
Did you see how what it's doing out there right
Yeah.
now?
So I'm saying it
I
just
was worried about it because
Yeah, she was worried-
my other son pulled it out.
pulled it all out,
And right now
then
it's going nuts.
It's the seed fell on the ground with it's right back to where it was, totally thick. Yes, yeah, my kale grows all along really well here. I have cilantro in the ground, and then all your root vegetables, like carrots, beets, those kind of things, they do great. When that ground freezes, they actually get sweeter. They don't grow any, but they stay alive in the soil, and we have plenty of food in the ground all year long. Well, the 102 temperature, is a challenge, but if you can, try to create some shade, like, plant trees and grow stuff under trees, that would really help in that hot environment.
Just before I forget, oh, what happened? Hold on. It'll be a while before we do another live thing because one, I'll be in North Carolina next week, and then the following 2 weeks, Paul will be in New Hampshire. So maybe October 18th, we'll be back and do another one. That'll be a Thursday again.
Do you want me to do it?
Huh?
You want me to do it?
If you
Do
want.
it for you and your channel.
Yeah, you could. Do it from the thing. From where?
All right.
Anyway, Robin, hard water is just water
No,
full of
whatever.
minerals. It's very, very, very good. No problem with hard water.
We do every other Thursday anyways.
Oh,
I mean, if you wanted to, you could, but if not, it doesn't matter.
sure.
Any last questions? We're at an hour and 2 minutes. Probably gonna sign off pretty soon. Thanks, Steve. You think using castor bean tree mulch would be?
No castor bean is poisonous.
Yeah.
I've never used it, so I really don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
You definitely won't have any moles or voles.
Right.
That's for sure.
Or gophers.
Yeah, or gophers. I don't really know what it would do on, like, I don't know.
My sense is it's probably okay just because it's going to break down and turn back to dirt.
Yeah.
But I haven't
Initially.
I haven't ever used it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Experiment. Do a small section and see what happens. All right. Well, wait, here's another one. Do you have moles in your garden?
Yeah, I actually set a trap today.
Yeah.
I'll probably have 'em- I'll catch them tonight. I do really well catching them, and they're not a problem. But I do have them. They come here.
He's a pro at it. He could go into business catching moles.
It's so funny because that's actually a thing around here.
I know.
Like nowhere else have I ever heard of a mole catching business. Like it's crazy. But the moles here, they literally make mountains out of molehills. Like I was blown away when I first saw them and like driving past a field and all these like giant mounds. It's crazy. All right. I was gonna say something. We should do a video on how you set your mole traps.
Yeah, that would be good because
A lot of
setting
people
it is
wanna know.
really important. Most people don't know how,
Yeah.
and it's real critical that you set it. If you don't set it right, they don't work. If
you guys need to remind them.
if you set it right, it's phenomenal how I get them every time. It just doesn't fail.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you explain it, a lot of people they're like, huh, like how do you move the soil and find
Yeah,
the
I
tunnels?
could just
Yeah,
it'd
that'd
be
be a
real
good
easy to
video.
video because it's just it's just so cool. And I use little sticks. I can see if your ground's really soft like mine, it could really they're not going to move. It's going to fall away. So I put like a little stick right in line, so when they push that dirt up, it pushes the stick up and that triggers the trap. So I really do things to make this work. Really help it work.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun video. So
I should remind them.
yeah. Well, just the next time you have to set a mole
Okay.
trap, just let me
Tell
know.
you, yeah.
Except you're going to be at work.
Yeah, but whatever.
Would you do small
Yeah.
videos on L2 Survive has always done those videos on Sundays. He doesn't come very much anymore, but that's what's happened in the past. So we've never considered doing it. I don't know if that's going to change, but that's how it's been.
I mean, I could do them, but I don't know if I'd want to.
Yeah.
Like,
How
I like
come he
to.
doesn't come anymore?
He's
a
away.
long drive.
He's a long ways away.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything lately. He's not going to do anything the rest of this year because I'm leaving early. He has a whole bunch of prepper stuff he's doing,
Yeah.
and so I don't think there'll be any more this year.
Yeah, they die in the trap.
This trap is so powerful. I mean, the spring's so strong. It takes extenders to pull it together. And I'm telling you, when that thing goes, they get crushed. Nothing ever survives a trap.
Yeah, L2 Survive. He did film 2 tours.
I think so.
I think it was 2. I think he's saving that footage for now, though. So we'll see what he does. I don't know. What do you think about the 9 Momax?
All the things that people say work, I've never seen them work. You know, the only thing I knew that worked was some hooked up their exhaust their car with a pipe and
Pumped it
and
in.
pumped the exhaust, and that took out the mole. But
It's probably not good for the soil, though.
and again, just the mole, if he's smart, he's just gonna make a right hand turn and block the hole and stop that stuff from coming in. So just
Make sure he uses his blinker.
or left. It doesn't matter. But he's gonna he's not gonna stay in line, and he's gonna block that stuff from coming in and just make a new hole, new runway.
All right. Well, we are for tonight. I think I said the 18th of October. I think that's the 18th. That'll potentially be the next live stream. And then, So thanks for tuning in tonight. And thanks for your patience with me not doing any live streams for a while. And hopefully we'll see you next time. I'm going to say adios.
Bless you. Have a great evening. Thank you.
All right.
She told me how to do it, and I can do it. Are you going to be back to this thing?
I'll be back by then. I come back right before you leave, remember?
I know, but I didn't think it was that many days.
Oh, I haven't even ended it. I thought I ended it.